We just came around the point. Basically right now we're about lot number F16, F15. It's going to be kind of at the beginning of the reserve. And follow the shoreline here in F. Going to go on down F10 and head on down the shoreline. Now at the very back here, let me zoom in. That little point there is F1, and just past that point is one more section called the H section, which is down past Cedar Creek. And if you watch the Cedar Creek video, you can see where the H section of the reserve is. It just goes down there, dead ends at the back of the cove. Okay, so F1 all the way around here to F16. Some of these have some open water views, especially the ones right here on the point. You can look back and see these nice mountain views and open water views looking back towards the cliffs at Keowee Falls South. And then you also get this nice Island 21, which is right here in front of you, this nice protected island. Here we are in F section of the reserve. Now out on the point, you're looking at F64, so that just turns and goes right down the main part of the lake to the left. Just around that point will open up to the Keowee River. So this is just a little section here at the reserve. So it's F64, and these are very elevated home sites. A lot of these on this side of the reserve, this part of F, having big long range mountain views and also being on the water at the same time. So as we move down around the shoreline, just for reference point, those two dots there are F52 and F53. And we're going to go basically on around the shoreline to the point here. And that point will be F20. Just this side of the point where you see that dock is F20. Okay. Then you got this protected island, Duke Energy owned property across from you. As far as I know, that will never be built on. And then we're looking back at Falls South, which is a high ridge section of Falls South. Okay, right now we're at the reserve, and we're over in the F section. Just for reference, back in this cove here that you're looking at, 2 point lots, F74 and F75. Now this part of the reserve, the F section here, and the A section, which is just to the right that I'm going to show you here in just a moment, this is all in the main part of the Keowee River as it flows here obviously from the north going south. So let's go ahead and look at the shoreline here in the F section at the reserve. And the F section is where I have the camera now. We'll turn over into the A section. So it goes from F to A, goes all the way down the lake here to where you see that furthest point, turns left and heads back towards the clubhouse, the reserve clubhouse. Go ahead and get a view. Now basically all these lots here, you're looking right across the lake at the cliffs at Keowee Falls South. And back in that cove there is Fall Creek, the waterfall over at the falls. So you're still looking at the cliffs at Keowee Falls South. Furthest point on your right is still the F section. You're going to go around the F section there. You're going to be in the high 60 lot numbers, the low 60 lot numbers, and on into the 50s in the lot numbers in the F section. Okay, we were just filming on the main part here of the Keowee River, the F and the A section, and we started way back at way up the lake there, filming with F, came down and we filmed A, and just before we turned the point, headed back towards the clubhouse, will be section C, called Fort George Point, out also on the big water. And as we turn that point right there and head back up towards the reserve, C section is also around that point, and then you pick up the B section, and we'll go film that in just a moment. But just like A and F section, you get some great views, some southerly views, a lot of views looking back across at cliffs at Keowee Falls South that we're looking back at now. And then on some of the properties you get some views looking back to the north. Okay, so again we have F section at the furthest point north, and then we have A section, and then we're back down to the C section before we turn the point headed back towards the reserve clubhouse. And that turn is going to be right past the little island here. Okay, we were just filming the C section just around the point. So we have come right around the point here, fixing to head east back towards the clubhouse, and all this is a continuation of the C section here at the reserve. Got some great views all through the reserve, as you can tell. As we go past that point that you see right there with the camera, that'll turn left and that'll take us back into a little bit more of the C section and some of the B section. But great views looking all the way down the lake, looking across the lake. Got some natural island views right here in front of us. So every section we've seen so far, F, A, and C have had great water views. Looking back towards cliffs Keowee Falls South right now. Okay, we were just filming, we came around that point and we're still in the C section. And right around C14. And C will go all the way back to the back of the cove that you see there. And then the B section will start. And the B section will come all the way out the point, go back into the cove, and then back around and end over at the home site here on B34, okay? So basically B34, back into the back of the cove, and then we're back here to B, and back again to C. Let's go ahead and let's look at the views on these properties. Again, open water views from a lot of the properties in the B and C section. Here we are in G at the reserve. G is just a big peninsula lot, and G actually is going to go down as you see it right now, and there's a dock right there in front of you. It's going to go down and follow that shoreline just past that dock. And then right now we're filming in front of about G10, G11. So it's going down around the point, G12, G13 on to the left. But wonderful big open water views from here. Looking all the way back at the cliffs of Keowee Springs. And some of these get just wonderful views looking all the way down the channel. Okay, we're in the, like I said, at the reserve, over at the G section in the reserve. Okay, here we are in D, D section, right around D7, D8, D9 lot numbers for reference. And you're talking about location, I mean, you're right here basically at the reserve village. Looking at the boat slips, post office, sales center, the village up on the hill. Looking all the way down the channel, get some mountain views. Get to see the E section, which is dead ahead. And circle back around, we're going to be looking at the new M section at the reserve, which is just across the way there. And then you're going to be looking at a whole piece of property that the reserve has yet to develop. That is a long peninsula property. So as we're looking right there right now, there will be homes there one day. But you know, from a location standpoint, views are great right here in the D section. Some wonderful houses in here also. Okay, we were just in D, which was just past the marina and the slips, and came back, headed east on the lake at the reserve, right past the golf course. And basically right now we're at about E166. And then E goes all the way around. Still looking at E section. Then across the way you have K, which is down towards J, and K, which is down towards the end of the cove. And then right across from where I am right now is L, just for reference. L16 is right there where that boat dock is. So we have the L section. So nice views from L that we're looking at. Some of these views from L you get to look back towards the north and see some mountains. And obviously the E that we're looking at right now, you're going to be looking back over towards L, and some of these will be looking across the cove and down the channel. And like I said, J and K will be headed back as it gets a little tighter back through there. J and K will dead end at the reserve before you get down to the Highway 133 bridge.